Hello, my name is Angel Garcia Manch from the Republican Axis of National Reconstruction. In what follows, you will hear the full audio of the official citizen guide and legal defense of the new Constitution of the Republic of Venezuela, where we clearly explain how this republic is founded on human dignity, freedom, and Christian values. Thank you very much.
The Constitution of the Republic of Venezuela proposed by the Republican Axis of National Reconstruction will be Christocentric, not because it persecutes, prohibits, or outlaws other religions, which would be contrary to human dignity and freedom of conscience, but because it explicitly recognizes the moral, anthropological, and civilizational foundation on which the West and the Venezuelan nation itself were built. Being Christocentric does not mean imposing a cult. It means ordering the legal system around a conception of the human person inherited from Christianity. Life is sacred from its natural beginning to its natural end, the intrinsic dignity of every human being, the natural family is the basic cell of society, responsible freedom, the moral limit of political power. These principles are not born of the modern state, they are born of the Christian thought that gave rise to natural law, human rights, and Western constitutionalism. In its citizen guide and official legal defense, it establishes from its preamble a nation founded under God and reason, aimed at protecting life, the inalienable rights of the human person, a republic governed by law and a free market economy. Its central purpose is to guarantee human dignity, freedom and order, consolidating a true rule of law with a moral basis. The first article defines a state at the service of the person, with strict limits on power, a free economy, anonymous money as a civil right, protection of life and the family, and safeguarding of public moral order. Freedom, property, life, privacy and the family are thus protected, establishing a free republic with a moral foundation. Article 2 organizes a bicameral Congress with fiscal, monetary, and military control, creating effective checks on power and a stable institutionality. Article 3 establishes a presidency with limits, controls and orderly succession to guarantee political stability, with a strong executive but contained by law. Article 4 enshrines an independent justice system with judges for life, a popular jury and constitutional control, ensuring that the law is always above power. Article 5 strengthens federal unity and cooperation between states, building a functional and cohesive federation. Article 6 protects the constitutional core against opportunistic reforms, guaranteeing long-term stability. Article 7 affirms constitutional supremacy as the basis of the legal order. Article 8 establishes a Bill of Rights with non-derogable principles, guaranteeing real and permanent freedoms that cannot be negotiated. Article 9 reserves powers to the citizen and defends the republican regime, strengthening federalism and stability. Article 10 organizes the institutional transition to ensure governability and a clear path to free elections. Article 11 enshrines constitutional enactment as a foundational act of national legitimacy. This constitution is based on a fundamental premise: the human person is prior to the state. It does not create rights, but recognizes them as inherent, in accordance with classical constitutionalism and natural law. Among them are life, liberty, property, family, and conscience. The state exists to serve these rights, not to redefine them. State power is essentially limited to justice, public force, and money, leaving everything else mainly in the hands of society, in accordance with the principle of subsidiarity that unites efficiency and freedom. The free economy is recognized as a practical human right. Price and currency controls destroy property, generate corruption, and violate contracts, so they are constitutionally prohibited. Anonymous money is enshrined as a civil right. It is not a criminal privilege, but a protection of privacy, economic freedom, and non-mass surveillance. It can only be restricted by court order for a serious crime, under the same principle of classic postal or banking secrecy. Human life is defended in an absolute way as the right that makes all the others possible. It is protected from its natural beginning, intentional death is prohibited and euthanasia and deliberate abortion are excluded, in accordance with the legal principle of the higher good. The natural family is recognized as a basic civil institution because of its social function in procreation, education, and the stability of society. People are not persecuted, but the basic institution of the national community is legally defined. Legitimate moral public order is protected as every constitution protects childhood, safety, health, and public morals. Organized occult practices are prohibited, not for the sake of persecution of private conscience, but to protect third parties and the social order. The Republic defends itself by excluding ideologies that seek to destroy property, freedoms, and the Republic. Opinion is free, but institutional destruction is not allowed, according to international doctrine. Independent justice is strengthened through judges for life, a popular jury, and the annulment of unconstitutional laws, guaranteeing that the law is always above power. Fundamental rights become non-derogable even in states of emergency. Neither war nor crises can suspend life, family, human dignity, basic freedoms, or the right to anonymous money, as a historical lesson against tyrannies. In the face of frequent criticism, the Constitution responds clearly: there is freedom of conscience together with moral public order. It does not violate human rights, but protects the basic right that is human life. It is not authoritarian, but limits the state more than most modern constitutions. It does not prohibit opinions, but only ideologies that destroy the Republic. And anonymous money does not encourage crimes, since these are prosecuted with judges and not by taking away general freedoms. In short, this Constitution establishes real economic freedom, a limited state, truly protected rights, inviolable human life, family as a social basis, independent justice, public moral order, and a stable republic. It represents a modern, free republic with a solid moral foundation.